How high can the internet computer ICP's price go? That is what we're going to be exploring in this video. This is going to be a technical overview on the current price of the internet computer and where I see it going. So essentially, this is going to be a price prediction. We are going to be setting forward and setting out a technical roadmap that ICP could embark in, and we're seeing some very positive signs thus far that could see it run towards nearly $200. Guys, this is absolutely a video not to miss, certainly if you are an internet computer holder, as we are going to be showing you the path forward, or the path that we believe ICP could now be embarking on. Now, of course, this is all subject to what actually happens, so if there are changes, we will update you. But we have given many price predictions for a number of altcoins at this point. And actually, as we've been highlighting our interest in ICP recently, which is quite a fundamental interest, we really like this idea and this kind of concept of decentralizing the web. What Bitcoin was really born out of was a need to decentralize. Ethereum and other platforms, other layer ones, have essentially almost reintroduced that centralization in the form of web services. And actually, ICP is looking to totally revolutionize this and really, I guess, evolve and innovate the web, the internet, hence the name. So we think from a fundamental point of view, this is an exceptionally interesting project. And I have been looking, of course, at the price as somebody who is interested in ICP. And I'm now at a stage where I think I can give a bit of a technical feel in regards to where it can get to. This price prediction isn't just based on where I think it can get to, it's based on technically the route that we could take. And we right now are in a bit of a pattern, a double bottom pattern. We'll give you the target from that. The interesting thing about that target is that could then form, just like what we've seen for Bitcoin and many of the stocks and cryptos that we have been looking at since we re-entered the market back at the start of 2023. If we can complete this double bottom pattern, we'll then look to set up a broader pattern that I think could run us towards $200. So this is going to be a purely technical video. We're not going to focus on the fundamentals. You've done lots of videos on that. We'll also show you some examples of similar charts playing out in a similar fashion. Markets don't usually play out in the exact same fashion, but there is a structure to markets. We teach stage analysis in our Patreon, which essentially breaks the markets into 4 stages: a bottoming phase, an uptrend, a topping phase, and a downtrend. We believe that ICP is currently in stage 2, which is an uptrend. It broke out of its stage 1 on volume, which is a very positive sign. Also formed that double bottom pattern. Now we're going to look to see how high we can take it. And we're going to be showing you the roadmap or the technical roadmap that we think it's going to take. So strap yourselves in, guys. Rather a long intro, but let's now dive into it. And a good place to start, or the best place to start, would be going over to the internet computer's price chart. And you can see, to some, this may seem like quite a lackluster or depressing, perhaps, chart. Certainly given the fact this is a Coinbase chart that I'm using. It's on log scale right now, for anybody's wondering why my chart perhaps looks slightly different to theirs. But you can see this has the internet computer's price at $622. Now, is it going to get back to that? I don't know. I'm unsure. I really don't know. It's anybody's guess. But we're going to be showing you where we're kind of at and where I think we're going. And we're going to be showing you some schematics of exactly what we're expecting to play out for ICP playing out in other charts. Again, markets often move in a similar fashion. We cover all this regularly. But you can see that ICP, if we pop our draw on, in our opinion, has now broken out of its basing phase. So this is its basing phase, in the same way that we were some of the only people getting back into Bitcoin at 15, 16K based on a bullish divergence. You can see that is apparent here with the internet computer. So this is a positive sign. What is the RSI? Well, the RSI is a momentum-based indicator. I don't think it's useful necessarily for trading. I certainly don't use it for that, and I haven't had much success on the smaller timeframes using it. What it does do, though, is it gives you a warning. So on the bigger timeframes, when you start to see these divergences, it's a sign, it's a warning that the momentum isn't in line with the price. And this can mean that things are subject to change. And that's what this bullish divergence, in my opinion, has signaled, that this downtrend has now came to an end. You've got less momentum on this down leg than you do this one, hence the bullish divergence. And you can see, not only do you have that, you also have this base, which couples up as a double bottom. And in a second, I'm going to show you Injective, which is a chart that we've had huge success with. And this is going to be a great schematic. We'll show you plenty of others as well, guys, just so, one swallow does not a summer make. We have to back this up on multiple different, we have to see not just one chart that looks similar and has followed the roadmap that we're going to set out for ICP, but multiple. Anybody that's been following me for long enough will know that we have huge technical success. Back to the topic at hand, you can see this is what we would define as a double bottom. If we try and predict a target from this double bottom, and how you project a target, and because it's a big time frame, we're going to use logarithmic scale, is you basically take the bottom of the double bottom to the top and the point of break. So to finish off on stage analysis, before we draw this, when you take a resistance level to the upside, you want to see it on volume, because it gives a degree of confidence behind the moves. It gives a degree of momentum behind the move, a degree of somebody behind it, essentially. And that's really all you're assessing when you're looking at the charts, is who's doing what with their money, and which is why I believe it's the footprints in the sand, and you'll outperform your peers by understanding technical analysis. But double bottom, stage one base, broken on momentum. This is now signaled, in my opinion, a stage two. If we drop down the time frames, not only did you get the break, you got close to the retest. You've now came up. In my opinion, this is very falling wedge-esque. You're breaking out of that. You're basing, beautiful basing structure here. And now you're going to look to take this high and continue on. And we're going to show you the road that it's going to take. This is the short term. Let's go back to the bigger time frame to really focus on what we're saying here. So you saw the break on volume, which is a beautiful, beautiful sign. What comes next? Well, the double bottom target that we have is going to run us into a very interesting level. Double bottom. This target is around about $24. And this is going to run you. It's not perfect. We'll leave all these targets on, by the way, and we'll follow them as we go along. Not sure what color I've got on here. Change that very quickly. So this is going to give you a $24 price prediction, this double bottom. Then it's likely going to run you into here. And by the way, Bitcoin's doing this exact thing. So have many of our altcoins. And we'll show you an example of one in just a second. So not only do you have this double bottom, you've got the break of your stage one base and the double bottom pattern with volume. You've got a smaller falling wedge in here. You're rounding out beautifully. This looks like a target that you're going to want to get to. If you get to this target, we'll move that slightly, of $24, you're then likely going to set up a bigger pattern, which is going to be in the form of an inverse head and shoulders, i.e. this, what we're drawing for you at the moment. This is what we're looking at. So right now you're forming the head. You're going to want to see a run into, and I don't think it's going to take the sort of time that we're seeing here. I think it's going to be a lot more short-lived. You're going to want to see something like this, a retest or a pullback resistance to act exactly as that, just like we saw with Bitcoin in its right shoulder. Those of you that watch my daily market updates will be well aware of that. Then you want to see a break on momentum. And if you get that, you can then project another target that is going to see ICP, and this isn't bang on, guys, by the way. We're doing this rough and fast for you, which is going to see ICP, in my opinion, run towards $200. So that's my price prediction. Whether that happens this year, it's still to be seen. But this is the technical path that we think the internet computer is going to take. That is a gain of 13.5x, so 1,355%. Not bad. Whether it goes higher than that, I don't know. I haven't got any technical reason to suspect that at this point. We'll see what sets up. You know, maybe you do something where you kind of run and then you set up something like this and you squeeze, or who knows what that's going to look like. I mean, we have, and we can show you many examples of this exact structure or this kind of similar path forwards playing out in multiple markets. Microsoft was one of our sort of golden childs that we were highlighting in 2023. You can see that target got met from the head and shoulders, pull back into a bit of a wedge, and then you break and go high. So it could go higher than 200. We're just saying 200 is where we're sort of looking at the moment. We had the likes of Meta. S&P actually reached our target just the other day. NASDAQ was another great one for us. You can see similar thing. There's so many, even Bitcoin. You know, we got and have got Bitcoin perfectly right. And you can see Smaller head and shoulders predicted up here. We were looking at this bigger head and shoulders. That's now being confirmed on volume. You can't see it on the Coinbase chart, but you can certainly see it represented in the form of ETFs. We are essentially looking at a similar thing to take place for the internet computer at this point. Looks rather messy. I don't know if it's going to take, this amount of time. It could go into 2025. Time horizon, we're not really that sure. We've got to see this play out thus far. And on the small time frame, it looks good. And on the bigger one. So our price prediction for the internet computer, providing that it follows this roadmap, and you'll know very quickly when you're wrong because you'll start to invalidate highs, is that we have a target of $24. If it gets to there and sets up an inverse head and shoulders like we've seen on many others, then you're looking at a $200 price prediction for the internet computer. Let's show you an example, and we can show you the likes of the Nikkei. Similar thing took place, double bottom, head and shoulders. Nikkei is well and truly on its way to higher ground. This is a kind of non-crypto related. We've showed you Microsoft, a load of others. We've showed you cryptos themselves. I mean, Chainlink's in a similar pattern. To just kind of show you this, let's bring Injective back up. You can see just how similar Injective looks to the internet computer and where it's currently at over here. Okay, double bottom. You didn't have the divergence here because, of course, you didn't have the lower low. But this is essentially, you can see you ran into resistance over here. Same thing here. Ran into this resistance over here. You're pulling back. Ultimately, watch what now sets up. And it's very similar to the road ahead that we're suggesting ICP is going to follow. So if we go ahead and click play. Let's put the draw on here at this point. Again, double bottom target predicts you close to this neckline. You meet the neckline, you then coil up for that right shoulder, and you can see what happens. And we actually have higher targets for Injective. And that's where it currently is at today. It's not quite made our target yet. That's essentially what we're looking for with ICP. So our price prediction for ICP is that it's going to get to $200. Whether that happens in 2024, 2025 is anybody's guess. We'll have to see what transpires. We'll know when we're on. We'll know when we're validated. We know when we start to break down structure and ultimately look to pivot on this bias. Remember, you've got to get to that double bottom target. You've got to form that inverse head and shoulders, and then you're off. So short-term target's $24. Broader target is $200. That's all I've got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. We showed you examples. We went through this, quite a comprehensive one from a technical point of view. Hopefully you like the format. On that note, I'm going to leave you. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.